Hey, I just thought of a rawhide tale for you. Back in about spring of '74, there's a big PRCA stock contractor down here in the southeast that a bunch of us worked for. It's kind of like family to me. And we used to have a big rodeo, like the first weekend in April, up at University of Georgia, Block and Bridle Club. Well, y'all know what Athens, Georgia's like, college town, big town. And, like I say, University of Georgia is there. And it's big rodeo, a lot of cowboys, and it's a big fancy rodeo company. This man that owned the rodeo company was actually one of these kind of guys that wanted a lot of color and pageantry and all this kind of put on the dog stuff and advertising and what have you. So those of us that were on the working crew, we had to come inside the Coliseum and set up the bucket chutes and the arena, if you will. And we had a 2-ton International truck. It was red, white, and blue at the time. Big fancy paint job. We used it as a boom truck with a crane on the back to set the bucket chutes and all the heavy equipment up, and then we hooked a trailer to it, haul stock with it when we left from the rodeo. But it had all the phone numbers and rodeo company and address and everything. It stuck out like a sore thumb anywhere, big old flatbed truck. Stuff written all over it advertising the rodeo. Bucket horse on the truck door, rodeo bull on the hood. Well, we decided it's lunch break time. And there's a couple of these old Texas boys that came to work with us. And you kind of have to understand these guys. They're a lot of fun, but they're kind of guys that just because they think they're from Texas, they just might think they just know a little bit more than anybody else that might be a cowboy around there, which is geographical location has not a whole lot to do with your ability, okay? So, this couple of these old boys are a little bit on the overbearing side, So we decided we're going to go downtown and eat lunch, like on a Thursday, 11 o'clock, 11:30 in the morning, and there's chicks everywhere. Around this first kind of warm weekend, out in their little shorts and tank tops, and you know how a bunch of cowboys, 19, 20 years old, 21 years old, what they would be doing, riding on a flatbed truck, hollering, screaming at the girls. Some of them in the cab. Well, fortunately, again, the good Lord bless me, I was not in that vehicle. I was in a following vehicle with the same rodeo company logo on the side, but happened to be a passenger in a pickup truck. We're going up to a little place in town called Blimpie's. Now, Blimpie's is kind of like a souped up Subway sandwich place now. All kind of fancy sandwiches. It's where all the college chicks supposed to hang out. So we're pulling up, they're going up there. And these girls in this little sports car happen to be beside these guys ahead of us in that company truck. Well, I don't know what all was said. I wasn't there. But whatever was said, those little gals didn't really want a whole lot to do with those guys. I mean, they're just trying to blow them off best they could. But traffic in the red light sequence, that was sort of impossible. And the driver of the rodeo company truck was kind of helping out to make it impossible. He was staying there with them. Well, it just so happened that the rodeo stock contractor had 4 sons, just like stepping stones. And at the time, one of them was about 5 or 6 years old, and he just happened to leave his little old cap pistol on the dash of that 2-ton truck. So, when these girls didn't want to talk to these Texas boys, one of them just picked up that cap pistol and, "Hey, pull over!" Well, they did, right then. And they all thought it was kind of funny, and they just kept going and went on to Blimpie's. which is probably, I don't know, a mile away, 7, 8, 10 blocks or something, up downtown Athens, Georgia. About the time we got to Blimpies, it's like that's where they knew we was going, the law was waiting on us. They converged, doing 1 out of 12 slide maneuvers in front of that old big truck, and they grabbed them boys, snatched them out, throwed them on the back flatbed, 2 or 3 of them on the back flatbed, they flipped them over, putting cuffs on them. We come driving up there, and we was almost going to get cuffed, but since we was in a different truck, we kind of talked our way out of it. And they took them to jail. Didn't say a word about it. Y'all boys going to jail. Loaded them up and took them, and they kept pistol with them. Well, let me say this. The rodeo producer had all of us hired up. He was very, very unhappy with his labor crew. I put it that way. And after some sweet talking and free rodeo tickets and free dance tickets, and I think back in Walt Garrison, the football player for the Dallas Cowboys, was there in the steer wrestling and promising t-shirts and stuff, jerseys and all from him. They was able to talk their way out of them boys out of jail. Y'all spur me to fat, Nick. Till next time, I'm Carl Cressman. God bless you, him.